Hello and welcome to 168 Hours. I'm Hafiz Abdul Sattar, and in this week's edition, we'll be covering the most significant news stories from the past 7 days. Stay tuned. The Maldives and the European Union (EU) discusses lowering the duties imposed on the seafood products exported to EU countries from the Maldives.
The discussion took place after the ambassador of EU to the Maldives, Maria Carmen Moreno Raimondo, presented their letter of credence to President Dr. Mohamed Muizzu. During the meeting, President Dr. Muizzu and the ambassador discussed various sectors of cooperation, especially focusing on lowering tariffs on fishing exports following the Maldives signing the Samoa Agreement recently. He also expressed sincere appreciation to the EU for its ongoing support for the development of the Maldives. Diplomatic relations between the Maldives and the EU were established in 1983. The ambassador is accredited to the Maldives as a non-resident ambassador and resides in Colombo, Sri Lanka.
Three ambassadors present their credentials to President Dr. Mohamed Muizzu at a ceremony held at the President's office.
The ambassadors were escorted individually to the President's office from the Republic Square in a cultural procession with MNDF drum and trumpet band. The ambassadors who presented their credentials are from New Zealand, Switzerland and Angola. In this regard, High Commissioner David Pine presented his letters of credence to President Dr. Muizzu, who accepted it and welcomed him as the High Commissioner of New Zealand to the Maldives. Following the presentation, the President and High Commissioner discussed areas for mutual cooperation, including higher education, trade, and expanding the tourism sector between both countries. Diplomatic relations between the Maldives and New Zealand were established on October 10, 1974. The High Commissioner is accredited to the Maldives as a non-resident High Commissioner and resides in Colombo, Sri Lanka. Meanwhile, Ambassador Dr. Siri Walt was also accepted and welcomed as the Ambassador of Switzerland to the Maldives. Following the presentation of her credentials, President Dr. Muizzu and the ambassador addressed enhancing bilateral relations in areas of cooperation, including in the tourism sector. Diplomatic relations between the Maldives and Switzerland were established in 1981. The ambassador is also accredited to the Maldives as a non-resident ambassador and resides in Colombo, Sri Lanka. Lastly, Ambassador Clement Pedro Francisco was also welcomed as the ambassador of Angola to the Maldives. After presenting the letter of credence, President Dr. Muizzu noted that he is Angola's first non-resident ambassador to the Maldives and expressed hope to strengthen bilateral relations between the two countries, including trade, politics, and business cooperation. Diplomatic relations between the Maldives and Angola were established on November 10, 2020. The ambassador is accredited to the Maldives as a non-resident ambassador and resides in New Delhi, India.
President Dr. Mohamed Muizzu appoints Ahmad Munawar as the governor of the Maldives Monetary Authority (MMA).
The appointment was made under the authority granted to the President in accordance with Section 6(3) of the Maldives Monetary Authority Act. The ceremony to present the letter of appointment was held at the President's office. Following the presentation, President Dr. Muizzu and the newly appointed governor of MMA held a meeting to discuss the country's economic situation. The President encouraged the governor to work closely with other financial institutions. At the meeting, Munawar expressed his complete support for the government's efforts to stimulate the country's economy. The nomination of Munawar for the position was given with the unanimous votes of 78 parliamentarians after he was interviewed by the Public Accounts Committee. Munawar scored an average of 94.73 marks in the interview, hence gaining the approval of the committee, who saw him capable of serving as the MMA governor. Munawar served as the advisor to the Minister of Finance in the current administration and had served MMA from 1999 to 2013 at various positions. He also served as the State Minister of Finance from 2014 to 2016 and the Finance Minister from 2016 to 2018. Speaking at the committee, Munawar revealed his vision of strengthening the financial sector of the nation, ensuring it is the top in the field at a regional level during his tenure. He also disclosed his ambitious goal of increasing the productivity of the financial sector.
President Dr. Mohamed Muizzu announces that the practical efforts to construct two bridges linking Tilafushi, Giravarufalu and Uturu Tilafalu are scheduled to commence in 2026. The announcement was made by the President during the official ceremony held to mark the Independence Day.
Speaking at the ceremony, President Dr. Moise pointed out that the current bridge project excludes the connection to Girawar to the north. Hence, during the recent visit by 3 ministers to China, discussions were held with the Asian Infrastructure Investment Bank, AIIB of China, proposing the construction of a bridge linking these areas. The primary objective is to initiate construction on both bridges by 2026 and to connect them to Uturu by 2029. The President underscored the importance of extending the bridge to Uturu which is earmarked for an agricultural project crucial to economic expansion. He also announced that land reclamation on the island would begin this year to ensure the projects proceed as scheduled. The land reclamation on Girawar aims to alleviate the housing crisis in the Greater Male region, while Uturu is planned to be designated as an island specializing in agricultural and industrial activities.
Minister of Foreign Affairs Musa Zamir states that the Maldives will maintain friendly relations with all countries except those with extremely negative stances, such as Israel. He made these remarks on a PSMNEWS program discussing the foreign policy initiatives of President Dr. Mohammad Moise.
Speaking to PSMNEWS, Minister Zamir emphasized that President Dr. Moise's foreign policy is pro-Maldives, aiming to collaborate with any nation that aligns with the constitution and laws of the Maldives. He said the policy is crucial for the Maldives and affirmed friendship with all countries, excluding Israel. He also said that despite its small size, the Maldives has significantly supported Palestine. Additionally, Minister Zamir highlighted that the government is collaborating with other countries to address the economic challenges facing the Maldives. He also expressed optimism that the situation will improve in the future and noted that President Dr. Moise's economic policies are receiving commendations from global leaders. Furthermore, Minister Zamir pointed out that efforts to increase the per capita income of the Maldives are making progress. He said that President Dr. Moise's economic and foreign policies will enhance development and welfare in the Maldives. He also said the government will pursue actions beneficial to the Maldivian citizens.
The government has revealed that the free trade agreement signed between the Maldives and China will be implemented from September onwards.
The agreement was signed between the Maldives and China in 2014 and its implementation was approved by the Parliament in 2017. However, the implementation had been delayed following a change in the government in 2018. Speaking at the official ceremony marking the Independence Day, President Dr. Mohammad Moise stated that the government has been undertaking several initiatives in collaboration with neighboring countries which will also benefit individual businesses. Under these efforts, the President affirmed that the free trade agreement between the Maldives and China will be implemented from September onwards, following the completion of all the necessary legal procedures. Speaking to PSMNEWS, Minister of Economic Development and Trade, Muhammad Said stated that the implementation of the agreement will create valuable opportunities for numerous businesses. Additionally, the minister stated that the local producers, firms willing to export the local exportable products, and those interested in producing re-exportable goods will also benefit from the agreement as well. In addition to free trade agreements with China, the government stated that efforts are underway to formalize a free trade agreement with Turkey, adding that the efforts are currently at an advanced stage. The discussions were initiated during President Dr. Moise's official visit to Turkey. The agreement will permit free trade between the nation for 53 various goods, including fish products. The government has also expressed confidence that this initiative will assist in expanding trade with Turkey, as many goods will be offered duty-free. Furthermore, the government is working to sign free trade agreements with the United Kingdom, and President Dr. Moise also envisions to formalize the free trade agreements with India as well.
The Ministry of Homeland Security and Technology announces that local island councils now have access to the online portal designed to tackle illegal immigration and data collection on foreigners from all islands in the country has officially begun.
Operation Kurangi is a nationwide initiative to gather data on illegal immigrants in the Maldives. The first phase was conducted in Himmafushi and Maafushi in Kaf Atoll, and the second phase has now been expanded across the country, with Lam Atoll being the next area of focus. The ministry's team is currently working in the atoll. Speaking to PSMNEWS, Deputy Minister of Homeland Security and Technology, Ashraf Muhammad Ali, said that all local island councils have been granted access to the online portal, initiating the process of collecting biometrics of foreigners across the islands. He also highlighted that the issue of illegal foreigners is particularly prominent in Gan and Fonadu, in Lam Atoll, noting that it is more prevalent in densely populated areas. The ministry has provided fingerprint machines to the councils and developed a specialized application to facilitate the identification and regularization of foreigners. The application allows individuals to upload photos of suspected illegal foreigners, providing information about their identity, purpose of visit, and affiliated company. The government aims to resolve the issue of illegal foreigners within 3 years. Following data collection through the application, the ministry will begin the regularization process within 1 year, collaborating with the Maldives Police Service MPS and the Maldives Immigration to address the issue effectively.
Minister of Homeland Security and Technology Ali Hassan calls for legal amendments to accelerate the trials of human trafficking cases.
Speaking at a ceremony to mark World Day Against Trafficking in Persons, Minister Hassan highlighted the injustice of delays in these trials, which he believes leave victims more vulnerable to exploitation. He stressed that the law must be amended to tackle the challenges in both prosecution and legal processes, ensuring that cases are expedited. He also noted the government's commitment to improving the speed and effectiveness of investigations and trials. Additionally, Minister Hassan described human trafficking as a grave injustice, equating it to modern slavery that strips individuals of their dignity and freedom. He also pointed out that statistics reveal 1 in 3 trafficking victims is a child, and that traffickers often abuse and exploit these young victims. Furthermore, Minister Hassan called for enhanced efforts to prevent human trafficking, outlining 4 key policies the government is implementing. He said that the policies include developing skilled personnel, raising community awareness, creating safe environments for victims, and establishing a crime reporting hotline. During the ceremony, a new hotline was launched for reporting trafficking crimes. World Day Against Trafficking in Persons is observed annually in July 30th, with this year's theme being Leave No Child Behind in the fight against human trafficking.
Minister of Economic Development and Trade Mohammed Saeed announces that RuPay cards will be introduced in the Maldives before the end of August. The initiative is a part of the government's broader effort to establish a creator economy in the country.
Speaking to PSMNEWS, Minister Saeed outlined the significant steps taken to foster a creator economy in the Maldives during the first 8 months of the current administration. He highlighted that the introduction of the Indian RuPay card is scheduled for August, alongside the development of a national payment platform and integration with major regional markets with strong support from India. Additionally, Minister Saeed noted the presence of numerous producers in the Maldives and the income potential from various social media platforms. He also pointed out that the current system lacks convenient payment methods, hindering the ability to monetize content. Furthermore, Minister Saeed acknowledged the challenges faced by emerging creators and digital e-commerce businesses in the Maldives. At the direction of President Dr. Mohammad Moizu, he has engaged with stakeholders to bring PayPal services to the Maldives and is now seeking assistance from the United States-US government. Moreover, Minister Saeed said that WeChat Pay is now operational in the Maldives. He said that dollar wallets for the Bank of Maldives BML and the Maldives Islamic Bank MIB have been activated. He also said that the government has made significant progress by engaging with banks and starting discussions with regional offices to optimize the use of TikTok in the Maldives with support from the Chinese government.
The Ministry of Economic Development and Trade opens registration for the Maldivian Producers Register to help local producers connect with potential buyers both in the Maldives and internationally.
The register launched by the Economic Ministry aims to provide business opportunities for income-generating producers in the Maldives. Its purpose is to identify individuals that produce goods for income and those that produce goods for commercial sale in the Maldives. The ministry also seeks to promote the work of the producers and provide them with market access both domestically and abroad. Additionally, the ministry said that the register will help producers and markets in countries with which the Maldives has entered free trade and other trade agreements. It will also help identify and address the challenges producers face. The registration deadline is August 15th and the form is available in the Government Gazette. The Ministry's contact centre can be reached at 1500 for any further queries regarding the register. President Dr. Mohammad Moizu prioritizes promoting Maldivian products and providing market access. He has also planned a trade and productivity exhibition in May to boost the country's productivity. In addition, Maldivian products will be available in Washington, D.C., United States, U.S. through the Authentic Maldives store run by the Business Center Corporation, BCC.
Minister of Islamic Affairs Dr. Muhammad Shahim Ali Saeed announces that the Zakat Fund aims to raise $6.5 million this year. He made the statement during the interview on a program on PSMNEWS.
The initiative is part of President Dr. Mohammad Moizu's presidential pledge to develop the Zakat Fund, increase its resources and ensure its benefits are widely accessible. A significant step in the direction was the establishment of the Zakat House, a dedicated government agency on December 18, 2023, which was officially launched on January 2, 2024. The agency operates under the Ministry of Islamic Affairs. Speaking to PSMNEWS, Minister Shahim highlighted that the establishment of a dedicated agency for Zakat at the start of President Dr. Moizu's administration reflects his commitment to enhancing the Zakat system in the Maldives. He also noted that the Zakat House has been performing well with various activities conducted to raise public awareness about Zakat. Additionally, Minister Shahim said that more than $3.2 million has been deposited into the Zakat Fund in the first 6 months of this year, with the goal to double this amount by year's end. He expressed his belief that the Zakat House would become a source of pride for Maldivian citizens and thanked President Dr. Moizu for his support and cooperation. The main functions of the Zakat House include the collection and distribution of Zakat to eligible recipients, maintaining a register of the poor in collaboration with relevant authorities, and developing and promoting the Zakat Fund to ensure its sustainable benefits.
Minister of Tourism Ibrahim Faisal reveals the government's aim of positioning India being among the top 3 tourist arrival countries by year-end.
Aiming to achieve the overarching objective, a roadshow is being held in India promoting the Maldives as a premier travel destination. The Welcome India Roadshow commenced in New Delhi and will continue in Mumbai on August 1st to conclude in Bangalore on August 3rd. The event aims to enhance the reputation of the Maldives as a top vacation spot for Indian travelers through activities across 3 major cities. The high-profile event will bring together leading industry stakeholders from both countries, providing a platform to nurture new partnerships, strengthen existing ties and showcase the unparalleled beauty and diversity of the country. The roadshow has seen participation from a total of 150 tourism-related organizations. Speaking to PSMNEWS, Minister Faisal expressed optimism about the growing influx of Indian tourists, attributing it to the government's ongoing efforts. The minister also revealed plans to host more activities in India advertised in the Maldives. He further disclosed that discussions were held with airlines from India the potential to increase the number of flights to the Maldives. During his visit to India to inaugurate the roadshow, Minister Faisal met with the Minister of Tourism of India, Shri Gajendra Singh. Discussions between the two ministers focused on enhancing the bilateral relations. India is a vital source market for the Maldives, with over 70,000 tourists from India visiting the Maldives last year.
Ministry of Transport and Civil Aviation has announced plans to commence operations of the mechanical parking systems after the relocation of the systems in Hulmale.
Speaking to PSMNEWS, Deputy Minister of Transport and Civil Aviation Ali Nishan stated that decisions have been made to change the locations of the mechanical parking systems in Hulmale in collaboration with the Housing Development Corporation (HDC). The Deputy Minister revealed that the ministry will determine the locations after discussions with HDC. He revealed that the parking systems capable of accommodating 248 vehicles remain in good condition, with 2 of the 7 systems already handed over to the Maldives Police Service (MPS). Mechanical parking refers to innovative parking solutions that utilize mechanical systems to optimize space usage and enhance convenience. They were introduced to the nation during former President Abdullah Yamin Abdul Gayoom's tenure to address parking issues. The previous administration further expanded this initiative with a $3.8 million investment for Malé City. Despite these efforts, the systems have not been put to use to this date. The current administration aims to start utilizing the parking systems established in Malé City and Hurumale. The government has also launched a special program aiming to ensure the safety and security of the roads within the Greater Malé region. The initiative aims to effectively address the congestion caused in the Greater Malé region due to the increasing number of vehicles occupying the streets.
Maldives Ports Limited MPL reveals plans to commence water bunkering services in Turakunu in Halif Atoll.
The company has indicated that preparations are actively underway to establish these services. An important meeting was held focusing on the developmental projects. The meeting was attended by the Chief Executive Officer, CEO of MPL, Mohammad Wajih Ibrahim, along with some members of the management and members of Turakun Island Council. During these discussions, CEO Wajih conveyed optimism that the launch of international bunkering services on the island would generate numerous employment opportunities for local residents. The meeting also addressed the broader scope of maritime developments in the northern islands. In addition to setting up the water bunkering facility, MPL and the Turakun Council have formalized an agreement to create a yacht marina and enhance maritime services at the island. Speaking to PSMNEWS, MPL disclosed that the water bunkering services will be designed to supply water vessels docking at the island. As requested by the Island Council, a floating barge will be deployed to Turakun to facilitate these services. While efforts are underway to expand economic growth, the government has taken several initiatives to ensure that the northern islands are a key economic hub which contributes to the nation's overall economy.
Diragu has officially launched the CME-V6 submarine cable landing in Maldives, marking a historic milestone as it becomes the first Maldivian digital service provider to join as a co-owner of a global submarine cable consortium.
The official inaugurating ceremony of SMW6 took place at Hurumale Phase 2. The chief guest of the function was the Minister of Cities, Local Government and Public Works, Adam Sharif Umar. Additionally, special invitees from the government were also present at the event. Speaking at the event, Mr. Adam Sharif Umar praised Diragu for its pivotal role in advancing the nation's digital growth and transformation both locally and globally. The minister highlighted that the SMW6 submarine cable will provide the Maldives with direct access to multiple internet exchange points, thereby reducing dependency on any single country for global network connectivity. Meanwhile, Chief Executive Officer of Diragu, Ismail Rashid, stated that connecting the digital network to the SMW6 submarine cable system is a significant step towards establishing the nation as a global digital hub and increasing the resiliency of the country's digital backbone. This access to key digital hubs across the world will play a pivotal role in providing higher speeds of digital connectivity, reduce latency, and decrease the cost of our internet services in the future. The SMW6 submarine cable system is expected to be completed in early 2026. In 2021, Diragu entered into a consortium with 16 global telco and techno companies to be a co-owner of this international system. The significant investment by Diragu will provide the Maldives with direct access to key global internet exchange points and data centers, strengthening the country's international connectivity. It will also improve the quality and resilience of services provided by the company to consumers and businesses, fueling the future growth of digital services across the country. Diragu continues to spearhead the Maldives' digital transformation, empowering communities to embrace future technological advancements. The SMW6 submarine cable system is a global superhighway connecting Southeast Asia, the Middle East and Western Europe at 11 countries from Singapore to France with the latest undersea cable technology. This 19,200 km long submarine cable system has a minimum transmission speed of 100 Tbps.
And that's a wrap for this week's 168 hours. Thank you for tuning in to PSM News. We'll be back next week with more updates on the most important events and developments. Have a great week ahead.
ಇಹುಜಮಾನುಗ ಬೆರಿರ ಮಾಲೇಗ ತಫಾತು ಮಸೆಕ್ಕೆ ಕೊಗ್ಗೆಂದಿರಿಯೊಳುನು ಮಜಾ ಮೀಹುಳುನು ಮೀಗೆ ತೆರೆಂ ಗಿನ ಮೀಹುನ ಕಿಯಾಳುನು ಬಣಂತಕೆ ವೆಸ್ಸೊವೆ ಅದಿ ಬಯಂ ಮೀಹುನಂ ಎಮೀಹು ಕುರಮುಂದಿಯ ಮಸಕ್ಕತಾ ಗುಳುವಾವೆಸ್ ನಂದೀಫಹುರಿ ಮುಜ್ತಮಾ ಫಾದಾ ಕುರಣಿವಿ ಮಿಫದ ಖಿದ್ಮೆತ್ತ ಕೊದ್ದೀಫವಾ ಖಾಬಫ್ಯಾಂಗೆ ಹಂದುಮ ಆಕೊ ಎಬಾ ಮೀಹುಂಗೆ ಜಿಕುರಾತಂ ಆಕುರುಮಕಿ ಕೌಮಿ ವಾಜಿಬೆ ಕೊಮ್ಮೇಕಸ್ ಏರು ಗಿನ ಮೀಹುನ್ ದಣ್ಣ ಮಿಫದ ಮೀಹುನ್ನಕಿ ಎಮೀಹುಂಗೆ ಹಯಾತುಗೆ ಬೊಡು ಬಯಂ ಏಕಿ ಮಸಕ್ಕತುಗ ಹೇದ ಕೊಲ್ಲಿ ಮೀಹುನ್ ಅದಿ ಎಮೀಹುಂಗೆ ಸಮಾಸಾ ಅದಬು ಸಮಾಸಾತಕಕಿ ಏರುಗೆ ಎತ ಬಯಕ ಮೆಮೀಹುನ್ ಫಾಹಗವೆ ಎಮೀಹುಂಗೆ ಮಸಕ್ಕೆತ್ತಕ ಎಮೀಹುಂಗೆ ವಾಹಕತ ಮೀಹುನ ಕಿಯಾದಿ ಹೆದೆ ಸಬಬಕವ್ವಿ ಮಿಫದ ಮೀಹುಂಗೆ ತೆರೆಂ ಎಕಕಿ ಬೊಡಾಬೆ ಮಿಫದ ಬಯಂ ಮೀಹುಂಗೆ ಮೌಲೂಮಾತ್ತಂ ಎಕ್ಕುರಂಬೆಲಿ ಫೊಯ್ತಕುಂವೆಸ್ ಬೊಡಾಬೆಗೆ ನಮುನ್ ನಂದೀಫವಾ ಮಿ ವಿಯಫಾರಿವೆರಿಯಾಗೆ ಅಸ್ಲು ನಮೆ ಫೆಣ್ಣಾಕಣ್ಣೆ ಕೊಮ್ಮೇಗಸ್ ಮಿ ವಿಯಫಾರಿವೆರಿಯಾಗೆ ವಾಹಕತ ಮಶೂರುವೆಗೆ ನೈ ರೋಮರು ಬ್ರೇಂಡ್ಗೆ ಗಡಿ ತಾರಫ್ವೆಗೆ ಜ್ಞಾತುವಸ್ವರು ಏ ರೋಮರು ಗೋಸ್ ಕುಂಫುನಿ ಇಷ್ತಿಹಾರು ಕುರುಮುಗೆ ತೆರೆಂಕಮಬ್ಬೆ ರೋಮರು ಗಡಿ ದುನಿಯೆಯ ತಾರಫು ಮಾಗುಳಿಗೆಂ ರಾಜ್ಯಗವೆಸ್ ಎ ಗಡಿಯ ದೆವುನು ಕದರಾ ಇಜ್ಜೆ ಬೊಡುವೆ ಎ ಜಮಾನುಗ ಜುವಾಣಕಸ್ ಮುಸ್ಕುಳಿಯಕಸ್ ಬಲಮುಂದಿಯೈ ಎ ಗಡಿಯ ರಂಪ್ಲೇಟೆಗ್ಗ ವಿಧವಿದಾಹುರಿ ರೋಮರು ಗಡಿತಕ ವುಮಾಯಕು ಮೀಹುಂಗೆ ಸಮಾಲುಕಂ ಬೊಡಾಬೆಗೆ ವಿಯಫಾರಿಗೆ ಮಚ್ಚ ದಮಾಗತುಮಟ್ಟಕ ಹುಡಕುದಿಂಗೆ ಹೆದುಮಾ ಅಥರಾ ಫುಣಲಾ ಮಿಬಾವತುಗೆ ತಕೆತಿ ಅಮ್ಮತೀಗ ವಿಕ್ಕಮುಂಗೆಂದಾಯರು ರೋಮರು ಗೋಸ್ ಕುಂಫುನಿಗೆ ಉಫೆದ್ದುಮೆ ಮುಳುವಾಣೆ ದೇತೆರೆ ಗೋಮುಂದೆ ಬೊಡು ಮಾಜೆಹಿ ಎಕಿಕ ಹಲ ಫೊತಿ ಅಳಾಗೆಂ ಫಹಾ ಗಮೀಹಾ ಮಾಜೆಹಿ ಫೊತಿಗೆ ತಾಕಿಹಾ ಅಳಾಗೆಂ ಅಮ್ಮತಿನ್ ತಕೆತಿ ವಿಕ್ಕಂ ಮಗುಮತೀಗ ಥೋಯ್ಗುವಾ ಹಿಂಗಾ ಉಳೆ ಮಿ ವಿಫಾರಿ ವೆರಿಯಾಯಕಿ ಅಂಗಗದ ರುಳಿವೆರಿ ಗೊತ್ತೆವ್ವೆಸ್ ಮಿಜಾಜುಗ ಹುನ್ನ ಮೀಹೆ ಅದಿ ದೂನುಕುರಾ ಗೊತೆಂ ಹುನ್ನ ಬುಣಾಬಹುಗ ಹಿಫಹಟ್ಟ ಹರುಕಶಿ ಮೀಹೆಗೆ ಗೊತುಗವೆಸ್ ಫಾಹಗ ಕುರೇಫವಾ ಮೀಹೆ ಏನ ವಿಕ್ಕಂಗೆಂಗುಳೆ ತಕೆತಿ